So here are the basics of how to coach the push-up. First, with the why, I just start with, look, being able to push our body weight off the ground is something that we should be able to do as humans. So I'm going to show you how to do that via the push-up. We do a few push-up reps, and when we get to the setup, I kind of work my way top to bottom, right? So I'm going to get them set up with the hands. I talk about spreading the fingers about a shoulder width apart. Then we go down to where the feet are going to be, right? So feet are together in that plank position. And then I talk about what happens in the middle. Squeeze the belly, squeeze the bum. Then we immediately get them progressing. So I'm going to say, look, regardless of where our strength is at, we're going to start right here from that push-up position. And all I want you to do is come down and keep your elbows tight and lay on the ground. So I'll have them lay on the ground. And then once they're down there, then I'll talk about the biggest thing is hand position. We want those hands, those thumbs right next in line with the sternum. I'll make sure that position looks good, and then I'll cover the two different ways to get up. I'll usually start with the scaled version, right? So we go up to the knees, all the way back up to the toes, and explain why we do that. And then when that looks pretty good, depending on how that looks, then I'll show the RX version and just see what that feels like. So we're gonna go over the push-up today. Push-ups are important because it's really important that we are able to get up off the ground and be able to push our own body weight. And the push-up's gonna teach us how to do that. So let me show you what that looks like. Right, so what you'll see, it may look a little bit different than other push-ups you may have seen in that there are two ways. So A, I'm gonna come all the way down and all the way up, and B, instead of being super wide, we're narrow. The reason for that is, when I'm narrower, it puts less stress on the shoulder, and if we think about when we push, if we have to push something or push someone, we're not gonna push out here. We push here, so that's where we wanna train, okay? We wanna come all the way down, all the way up, because we wanna change that full range of motion. So, first things first, I'm gonna have you spread your fingers super wide, point your thumbs towards each other. We're gonna get in a plank position with our hands just outside the shoulders. Legs are straight, squeeze the belly, squeeze the bum. Feet are pretty much together. Now from here, keep the elbows tight. We're gonna come all the way down. Now what I want you to make sure is your thumbs are even with your sternum. Now, what I'm gonna have you do first is a way that we progress into the push-up. So cross your ankles, toes up off the ground, squeeze your belly tight, and drive that belly button off the floor. Uncross all the way up to the toes, and back down. Let's check that hand position, and let's go again. And back down. So this time, instead of going up to the knees, we're gonna try to go straight up to the toes. All right, and if we struggle with that, then we're simply gonna progress by going up to the knees, up to the toes. Now, often what you might see here when training an athlete is they try to go all elbows, but there's actually a forward at the shoulder and then down. So if you're seeing an athlete kind of look like this, then simply have them over-exaggerate. Say, look, with that push-up, go forward at the shoulder first, and then down at the elbow.